anti-weaponization fund must freeze and that no money can be dispersed until she hears a motion challenging the fund's very existence. Also coming down this afternoon, a judge has permanently blocked Trump from adding his name to the Kennedy Center, ordering the administration to remove all physical signage and other official documentation that names the Kennedy Center after anyone other than Kennedy. That has to happen within 14 days. The judge also temporarily blocked the center from being closed for 2 years for renovations. Joining me at the table, host of Politics Nation, president of the National Action Network, the Reverend Al Sharpton. Glenn and Michael are still here. Glenn, there's the humiliating aspect to these stories, putting his name up, and now someone is going to have to climb on top of that ladder and you know, unscrew the D-O-N, you know, and all the other letters of his name. But there's all of the losing. I mean, what is left in terms of legal acumen in the Department of Justice if they can't win a case?
Well, I don't want to give the Trump administration any ideas, but is it possible they could save face by renaming it after the Louisiana senator? Just a thought. Look, I'll be honest with you on the weaponization fund thing. I would imagine, I more than would imagine, I know that there are people, political appointees in the Justice Department and in the White House who are really, really happy or would be very happy if this thing died a quiet judicial death so that they were not forced to defend it and that they were not forced to have a confrontation with the Senate, Republicans in the Senate who feel newly liberated from Donald Trump and are very antithetical to this proposal. So this is one of those instances in which a court rebuke against Trump probably is viewed relatively positively by a lot of people at DOJ.
But that's pathetic. They're too weak to tell Donald Trump this is a crappy idea, so they waste the country's time. They gum up the judicial system so that a judge can knock it down. I mean, that's pathetic, wrapped in tragedy, wrapped in a waste of everybody's time and money.
Don't blame me. I'm just the messenger, Nicolle. I mean, I think it just reflects this whole dynamic that you see playing out everywhere else. This second term of Donald Trump is entirely predicated on the notion that the first term had too much pushback. Really, like the chief of staff at the White House, Susie Wiles, her main directive is that there be fewer leaks and much less dissension on some of these decisions. There is no dissension in the Department of Justice, as you said, and you're 100% right. So what are they forced to do? We're forced to, for instance, have a strategy of bringing cases in D.C. that are no true builds, that prosecutors know are going to get shot down by